Let me tell you the story of how I became financially free.
Hi there, Yuri Weide-Market here, and welcome to Weide-Market. You will not believe it, but I do not recommend you follow the same route I did. And I guess it starts with not spending more than you earn, number one. In other words, you'll see a lot of people saying spending less than you earn, but the actual fact is that we spend too much. We spend more than we earn if we start making debt or for things that we cannot afford. But my financial woes of the past starts long before that. You see, I had an attitude of I've got income, I can spend it the way I want to, and money will always keep coming into my account. I did not bother to set a budget, I did not bother to keep track of my spending. I just spent money because I always thought there will be more, and I thought I had plenty. The problem with that is that if you don't keep track of your spending and you don't plan for your money to go into certain places, then money will just flow out of your life. Let me get into the nitty-gritty of why I had to make it drastic steps. I had to take drastic steps. It seems telling my story is more difficult than I thought it would be. I really want to share this with you so that you will see the mistakes I made and do it better for yourself and for your family and for your future. The first thing I realized that made a difference is for me to change my mindset about money. It definitely came from a place where I was spending money without keeping track of my spending habits or keeping track of where my money was going, and by the second week of every month I would have no money and would be relying on credit to buy food and pay for living expenses. Today I am financially free, and I am very happy to say that I'm working towards financial independence. There definitely is a difference between the two, and if you want to know my thoughts on the idea, go check out this old video of mine that I did in the past about financial independence versus financial freedom. I've been speaking this whole time without the mic's volume actually being on. Anyways, still trying to learn new things about this YouTubing, recording, sound and video thing. So, in all that, what I was saying is that the first thing I had to work on is my mindset about money, my attitude towards money. And what you really need to do is take ownership of where you are right now, and then take ownership of what you're going to do in the future. In my life, the things I did incorrectly, completely wrong, was to make debt for things that didn't really have value. So I would buy things on credit card because I didn't have cash to pay for it by the time I got to the second or third day of the week, of the month, after payday. And although I always attempted to pay off my credit card in full, I was always falling behind and digging myself deeper and deeper into a deeper hole and a black abyss of debt and not really having anything to show for that. So the thing I learned is that if you want to make debt for something, make sure it's either a productive asset or an income generating asset. So having debt for an asset that grows in value, that you need to do your own research and take ownership of the decisions and not just work on somebody else's opinion of what a good investment is or isn't. Our marriage failed because of various other factors. One of those factors were that we couldn't agree on how to spend money, or how to save money, or how not to spend money. Or the story of
Weide-Market really starts at the end of 2018 when my wife and daughter moved out of the house. The story of my recovery started at the end of 2018 when I was on my own and I had to take responsibility of my life, my finances, and my future. So I tried to rent out some of the rooms in the house that I lived in. It was a 4-bedroom house, beautiful place, and trying to just survive. But soon the bills were racking up, and the debt that I had made up to that point in my life just kept on eating my future income. So what I did at that point is I volunteered for debt review, and although that improved my cash flow a little, that still had me with the mindset that someone else is taking care of it, I can go on with my life. And I never got to a point where I really made progress until mid-lockdown 2020.
I really started taking action when I got a salary cut in 2020 in mid-lockdown.
It's 20% for me. That made me realize that I needed to make a difference in the way I approach money and the way I spend money. So I really started taking stock of what is my situation, contacted my creditors because, like I said, I was under debt review at the time, and I contacted the debt review company, the debt review agency I was with, and they stopped my debit order, which I put that money aside, knowing that somewhere in the future I'm going to have to pay that money back. I invested some of that money. I didn't just leave it in the bank. Fortunately, that the investments I did make grew, and I was able to pay back the subsequent arrears on my car because the bank wanted to repossess my car at the time. And because I work in sales and I have to go out and see customers, I couldn't afford to lose my car. So fortunately, the investments I made grew to such an extent that I was able to pay back my car in full and get current with my vehicle finance. The other thing was that the bulk of that money, I would say 90% of the money that I put aside, I used to pay off my credit card and close my credit card account. Now, although there are some advantages of having a credit card, and I stress if, you know how to handle credit and pay off your credit card diligently and not do what I did, buy food with my credit card and then go spend my cash on fun things instead of saving money and paying off my credit card on a diligent basis. We can say spend less all we want, but the fact remains is that we're spending too much of it. This was my experience, is that I spent more than I earned by buying on credit, taking out personal loans to pay for things that should have been bought in cash. Like, for example, the house I bought, I paid the transfer fees with a personal loan. Now, personal loans have high interest rates and they eat into your future income. Any loan you take that doesn't have a return on investment eats into your future income. If there isn't return that is larger than what your monthly payments will be, then don't take out the loan. Do not take out the loan if you're not increasing the income that whatever it is that you're buying must increase your income. It mustn't just grow in value. Since I started this channel in September 2020, I have made leaps and bounds in the progress of my financial well-being. I ended up selling my house to get rid of that debt and use the payments that I was making to the bank to pay off other debt and increase my cash flow so that today I am financially free because I have positive cash flow on a monthly basis. I don't necessarily, and I spend that money frugally. I pay myself first. I pay myself first by saving for investments, saving for future income or future costs like servicing my car or future big purchases like a holiday I want to take at the end of the year, or some bike that I want to buy, or something I want to buy for making these YouTube channel videos, or investing in my own company, in Weide-Market. I am building value into my life so that I can create genuine wealth. So if you want to achieve financial freedom, you have to take control of your expenditure, take control of where your money goes so that you have positive cash flow. Once you have positive cash flow, you are financially free because you are free to decide where you spend your finances. Financial independence comes from having multiple streams of income, having assets that produce income, having assets that grow in value, and having productive assets that produce income, whether you necessarily spend time on it or not. That is financial independence, and that is the next step that I am working towards. And I wish the same for you, anybody watching this video. It is my wish that you can achieve financial independence and find the time to spend on the things that make you happy. And that is the point of having abundant finances, is being able to free up time for you to do the things that you love. Anyway, that's enough of a ramble from my side. Take care, be blessed. Remember to check out this video next, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.